to Wild Moos. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Amy.
And we are bringing you a real, raw and raucous podcast.
An unfiltered truth behind running a business and running a family.
Dive in.
Welcome to episode 3.
Yay.
So, what's the feedback been, Nicole, on episodes 1 and 2? What are we
Me
what are we
personally
feeling?
or the audience?
How do you feel about it? Yeah.
I feel excited. I feel surprised
What are you surprised with?
that people actually give a shit. I really do. I didn't think that, and this is not a reflection on you, this is all me, that, hello, she's back, the imposter, that no one would listen. And I was fine with no one listening, but now I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, a whole 25 downloads in like a couple of days.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Absolutely take that.
And a little poll on social media.
Oh God, the joy that has brought.
Isn't it just? You thought
yeah.
nobody would respond and we'd have to go in as our companies and actually answer to get some votes.
I did. I went in under Wildbird, I went in under Wick and Wild, and I thought, I better do this because otherwise... No, didn't need to.
So what came up? What is it, the conversation that most people wanted?
They wanted the juggle, so how we manage being...
The Jiggidy Juggle.
The Jiggidy Juggle. And the other options were success, our business stories so far, or our stories so far, not business stories, and failures, aka really crappy business lessons.
I mean, the failures is an epic one for me, and I think it's really important to share it because they're not failures when in hindsight, are they? When you look back and you're like, oh, actually, I learnt so much from that, and that was a really tough time and a really tough decision, but oh, look at me now.
Wasn't that great for me? Pleased that person did that to me. Thank you so
exactly.
much.
But it is all lessons, but that will take a whole episode.
Oh, big time, yeah.
But the Jiggidy Juggle.
Jiggity Juggle.
Do we ever have it? Do we ever, like, the word balance? I think I need to put that in the camp with a journey. Like, balance.
No, it's shit.
And we were proper ranting about some coaches earlier, weren't we? You know, when you see that bullshit of follow me and make 10 figures and I'm on a beach, you could be doing the same. And it's so much noise, isn't it? It's absolutely everywhere. And we mentioned it before about like looking on Company's House and doing your research and stuff. However, a lot of that noise, I think, you know, find that balance. You need a work-life balance. And if you're not on a beach for half of your time, you haven't got a balance. There's a lot of noise about that.
Yeah, there is a lot of noise, and I think it's hard to cut through. There's multiple things that are going on in my head. One, the 5 a.m. club, making sure that you get up at 5 to tick all the things off your list before.
That's great if you've got a nanny, and it's great if you've got one stay-at-home parent, and that's really fucking great. Well done if you can do the 5 a.m. club, but that ain't someone in my household.
No, I'm not there either.
I wish.
Yeah, do I wish? No, because I'd rather have the sleep right now.
Okay.
But also, I am seeing a lot of, as you say, coaches. I'm getting served a lot of content at the minute on socials, not just organic stuff, but paid, promoted content on, you're an agency owner. Wouldn't you love to have the freedom? Yeah, I would. And they're singing to all of my pain points. They absolutely are. But it's a farce. What I really want is this.
Yeah.
I want to sit down with another business owner that's going, my God, it is so hard.
Yeah.
It is so hard to build alongside building a business, building a family, building a life.
And a long-standing business, because, you know, there's some quick wins out there.
Yeah.
And it's funny, actually, because I've got a really good friend who's got a very successful coaching business. Really successful. She's done brilliantly. And she will always say to me, why are you not doing mentoring? Why are you not doing coaching? You could earn X amount of money and you could just do a couple of posts. You could just do this and you'd earn a fortune with your history. And I'm like, yeah, but then it's just me. And it's all my time. The brand I'm building is a brand and a business with seriously big foundations, deep foundations, that's a legacy. Not just if I'm not working, if I'm not in it, if I'm not coaching, I'm not making any money.
Yeah.
That, to me, I'm in the long goal. I don't know about you. And I feel like a lot of this noise is very quick, short wins.
Yeah.
Yes, I could make 70 grand in whatever, 6 months by doing some mentoring. But what if I can build a business that is so much bigger than that?
Yeah.
That is like international franchise, that is international products, that's international online training, that has an absolute purpose of helping beauty therapists. That excites the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Not how much can I charge people to coach them for the next 6 months.
Yeah. I'm with you, but I'm also, you're further along in the business plan than I am. And I am still effectively trading money for time. And that's really hard, because especially with having a young family, I do want a better life and I want to build an agency that's got flexibility for all, but I'm also in the midst of flexibility hell for one business that if I'm not in it, it falls apart.
Yeah. It's a dangerous place to be as well, isn't it? In business, and I've been there.
I've got to de-risk it. I have to de-risk it. So that's not sustainable. And the pressure is so immense. So immense. But like you, I'm building it for a better life life for our family and a better life for other people that want to work in a way that suits them. And if I, like I said, I think in episode 1, if I can offer that opportunity to other people, amazing.
I love your superheroes model though.
Oh, do you?
I love it so much because it gives other people the opportunity that you want.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
Where you can offer an opportunity for people just like yourself to earn really good money by being self-employed but have the flexibility around their family.
Yeah.
Because you're in that creative space where you need designers or web developers or whatever. That superheroes model, I think, is just beautiful.
But they're doing the reason why I call them superheroes is because they're doing what they absolutely love. Again, you're working with that rawest form of energy and creativity, which makes them impeccable at what they're doing.
Yeah.
But they're a one person and they're white labelled out as Wildbird, and we pull in whoever we need to as part of that, or they work within Wildbird for a longer period of time or full time or whatever that looks like. But it's magnificent to work with them because they love what they do. And more often than not, they're rehabilitation cases where they've worked corporate side and gone, no. There is a better way. There is a better life, which is similar to our stories.
Yeah, it is.
Because we felt that there was a better way. So the Jiggidy Juggle, how's your juggling going?
I mean, do you know what? I'm in 10 years now and I still don't believe I've ever had a balance, if I'm honest. Yeah. I feel like sometimes I'm cool, calm as a cucumber. I've always got a to-do list. I've tried every kind of to-do list possible, digitally, online, whiteboard, whatever. I've tried it all. I still love an A4 pucker pad.
Yeah.
With my notes in. I have a pucker pad. Yeah. Well, what?
But black and red book. Did you ever have those?
Yes. Similar to that, but the paper quality is a little bit better. I'm very particular about my paper quality.
I mean, it's all about the visceral experience.
It is,
yeah.
But it's with the pucker pads, you get the little dividers, don't you? So you can have I have like franchise on one, Moos on another.
This is the problem with having multiple businesses. You need quality pads to go alongside.
Quality pads, and that pad comes everywhere with me. It has to have a hard cover. It's over there on my desk.
Oh yes.
But it comes everywhere with me, and I've tried everything digitally, and I just don't like it. I like the whole ticking it off when I'm done. I'm sure that says a lot about my personality, but I know that it keeps me in check. And I will then, in the morning, because I normally have lots of meetings in the morning or catch-ups with people, I'll have a post-it note of this has to be done today. Yeah. Whatever I do, this has to be done. And then if I've got time, I'll go back to my pad and I'll have a look what my jobs are on there. Sounds so old. No. But the juggle, I don't know. I feel like not expectations, what's the word? Standards. Like, I love a clean house.
Yes, yeah.
My standards have decreased a lot. And I've just had to accept that. Yeah. Because I can't keep a clean house and make sure everyone's fed and watered. So what I've done is chosen what I'm very particular about. Yeah. I'm very particular about everyone having good food. Okay, yeah. So I will plan a menu for the week with all the food that I've got in. I'll do the shop and then I'll plan the menu for the week. Yeah. And I'll make sure everybody gets a really decent meal.
So I don't know if there's some core themes here.
organisation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really,
Amy
really...
is a planner.
I am a planner because I hate winging it. That stresses me out so much. So, yeah, food will be planned because that's a priority for me. I would love to have someone help me clean the house. And I used to. And then Martin reduced his hours so he could do more hands-on parenting. Yeah. So we had to drop the cleaner because we couldn't afford it all. Lost in his money and then, paying all that. And then he's now in employment, which is great. But we haven't quite got to the bottom of figuring out finances yet. So I don't want to overspend if I don't need to. So it just means that I have to spend my weekends cleaning the house, which really, really, really boils my piss. Yeah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
I'm totally with you there. The cleaners probably made the biggest difference to our home life when we had them.
Yeah, because it's the thing that really irritates me. Because I've got a 6 and 8-year-old. They don't clean up after themselves very well. They try, which sometimes makes it harder.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think the sacrifice for me is a messy home. Yeah. And
just to clarify, I am at Amy's house today and it's not messy, but you have your standard.
It's my standard, yeah, exactly. And also what I've realised is I can't do it all at the same time and I can't be good at everything. So a little tip that Debbie Lewis taught me when I was having my coaching with her.
Yeah. Eyes down looking in, I'm listening intently. What is it?
It was about like an old-fashioned school planner. And she said, take it back because you're juggling so many businesses. And the problem is you feel like you're failing at all of them, plus you're failing at parenting and. So do like an old-fashioned planner and block out your time.
Yeah.
So have a day on Moos franchise. You know you're picking the kids up at X amount of time. And then when you're with the kids, we now have a rule in our house that if they're allowed to watch TV, because I minimise their screen time as much as possible because I think it's too much for them.
Yeah.
But if they are watching TV or having some screen time, it's because me and Martin have got other stuff to do.
Yeah.
So they can't bark orders from the living room of what they want because we're in the middle of something as well, and it's timed for like an hour. So I'm busy doing something, or me and Martin are having a conversation, or whatever it may be. But you have that because we need to do this. But if you're not watching screens, then I am fully in parenting mode or cooking mode or family mode.
What happens? Do they ever overlap? So when you're with the kids, there's a work emergency going on. Does that ever happen?
Time.
Yeah.
All the time. And as they've got older, they know. But they used to do the picking and packing with me before I sent it to a distribution centre. And Piper's really good at it. They've done labelling with me before when I've had to make up like 100 essential oils. And I've been filling... Willow's really good at applying labels absolutely perfectly straight. And they love it.
Yeah.
Because
it's crafts, effectively.
It's crafts, but it's also they're involved. So they kind of always knew that Mum has this business. But Martin always had his business as well. That's the hardest thing.
I bet, yeah.
Because it's then whose business takes priority. And you can't base it on monetary value. It can't be, well, yours makes more money, so I've got to step back, because both of them are equally as important.
Yeah. So did Martin's business ever overlap at home?
Oh, God, all the time, because he's so disorganised. There's stuff everywhere. And because also he does a lot of stuff for the salon, so he's made every nail bench in the salon.
Has he? So let's talk a bit about Martin's business, what it was, what he did.
So he basically does everything other than plumbing and gas. Plumbing, electric. He does electric, but like wiring. But it's like handyman, but tenfold. Yeah. He's so creative.
Is he?
Yeah, he's really good. Like, I really want to make a refill station. Yeah. I mean, I've been wanting this for about 2 years. But I have given him a design. He's made a prototype. We just need to make it happen. And now he's got a job. I don't know if it'll happen. But like, we designed the nail bench together. And the very first one we made, but it was out of old scaffold boards. So we sanded it all ourselves and we put it together. The nail bench he makes now is like completely different. And it's so beautiful. But his family, his sister and brother-in-law work at this steel yard. Yep. And they have all of their steel, I think it's steel, comes over from the States. So their pallets are like proper, like chunky wood. Not like the pallets we get. Yeah. But they don't do anything with the wood.
So you
So we reuse that wood, and they're all like happy to let us do it as long as we donate to their charity or like donate to their like staff parties or whatever it is.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's all upcycled.
This.
The whole concept of Moos is upcycled and recycled and reloved.
It's just the best.
So yeah, so he gets this wood, and then he makes the legs out of normal oak or whatever we're going to use. But they are beautiful. The problem is they're massive now. So the nail bench in Farnham is a 5-person nail bench, and it's tight, but it's as long as the wood lengths are.
Oh wow!
So now we have to make another one. He's come up with a concept of how we're going to do it. But then he makes the pedicure stages as well.
Yeah.
So all of our pedicure stages are raised. We call them stages because the chairs sit on top of them.
Yes.
Because of the therapist's back. Because in pedicures they're normally hunched over.
Yeah.
They still are, but it's not as bad. But they're raised, and then they're covered in artificial grass. So it's quite funny. Every evening they have to hoover the grass. Yeah. It always makes me laugh.
I love that. So the juggle for you guys as a family was before Martin got...
Well, it's still massive juggle now because like he's doing the refit, so he's working every weekend in January and through February, so I don't have to close the salon for long. So we only have to close for 3 days rather than me closing for 2 weeks, but he can't take that time off work either.
Yes.
So he's going down, and I'm organised and he's not. So I will put the entire diary together of who's doing what or what jobs need to be done.
Yeah.
He will then give me a time allocated to those jobs, and then I will block it in. But then I can manage my team and the staff and the clients and the appointments and bookings and all of that around it. The difficulty at the minute is his job is relatively new, so there's a lot of travel, which is okay, but this is a massive problem when you've got 2 working parents in a family.
Yeah.
Because we're back in that mode of...
Who's doing what?
Who's doing what? Who takes priority?
Yeah.
And also, his company's quite last minute when I'm planned, like I've already got all my meetings booked for the first quarter of next year, and I need to book management training where I'm away for 3 days. There's lots of that. And he's like, oh, I need to go here next week. And I'm like... Oh my God. And we have a rule that there's always one parent in Bedford.
Yes.
Or like at home.
Yep.
Because if the kids are poorly, like it's not fair. I don't know how people do it, bless them, when they have to work in the city and there's 2 parents in.
No, I don't know.
In the city. Like what do you do? How does that work?
I've got no clue. I guess there's an element of just making it work here because there is no other choice when you're doing the Jiggidy Juggle. You'll find your way, you'll find your rhythm, but I'm still new to the family life and having 2 young children, but there's a lot of wing in it, definitely.
Yeah, there's
a lot of wing in it. But great tips from you for having your work planner, your pucker pad.
Yeah, my pucker pad. But the work planner helps me with my business.
Yeah.
And I think it's the frustration of knowing that I can do so much more and never having the time to do it.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing I've always found.
Yeah.
And that's why Martin reduced his hours initially, because he was like, if I reduce my hours, how much work can you do?
Yeah.
And I was like, I could do so much more, but my business, it's not just my income. I'm not a sole trader. So it's not like I'm trading my time. I'm just growing my business. So we're not going to see the income immediately. It's going to go into the pot of a limited company, and then we, hopefully make it more profitable. But it's a long term.
Yeah, you're in it for the long game though, aren't you? And absolutely rightly so. But that just means that you've got to sacrifice now for the better life on the other side.
I think the difficulty for me is I feel like I've been sacrificing
for 10 years.
For 10 years, ever since I've had the kids, which is horrible because I love them dearly. But I also am a bit like, oh, I've done this now. But it's kind of, we've made a deal now. It's not one person is more important than the other, one priority. It's that we have a joint calendar and I will book things around. Mine can be a lot more flexible.
Yes.
So I'm a lot more organised. So then he has to find a way of managing his time to fit around the things that I have planned, because I don't like changing the big plans like the management training and all of that.
Well, because of the impact it has on all the individuals as
and
well.
Also I'm taking them out of the business, I'm taking them out of salons, I'm closing their columns down so clients can't get booked in. So it's really important to me that stays the same and it's all planned properly.
Plan. So the Jiggidy Juggle got voted as the thing that our audience wanted, the episode that our audience wanted to see next. Are there any things that we could share that could help with that? And I guess the raw truth of it is, it's really fucking hard.
Oh my God.
And there's no quick answer. There are times when, especially now, this side of the table, when the kids are ill, I just want to scream.
Yeah.
Because it takes me
you away
from the business.
Yeah.
And I feel guilt. I feel guilt on the clients, feel guilt on the kids. For me, it's like peak stress.
Yeah.
When they're ill.
Yeah. And I have definitely felt that in the past. Yeah. I'm not in that same camp now because if the kids are ill, I've got teams who I can just say I'm in mum mode now.
Yeah.
And they will pick up the pieces like I do for them because I employ most of my team are mums.
Mm-hmm.
So we tend to do it for each other.
Yeah.
Like at Christmas, none of my team are working. My head office team are working. It's just me. Which is stupid to some degree. However, it's our quietest time for head office as such. So I'm okay with that. They can have their break.
Give the time as well over Christmas.
Yeah, but 2 of them have already said to me, do you want me to make changes to my holiday so that I can step in and give you a hand? And I'm like, I love you for that.
Yeah.
That's why I adore them. But you don't need to. Thank you.
You've built so much loyalty with the team around you. I was thinking about this the other day. Moo's franchise, Moos Skin, is built on such a strong foundation of values.
Yeah.
That you get the entire team along with you as part
I hope so. And it hasn't always been that way. No. Hasn't always been easy. And it takes a long time for that to happen, I think.
Yeah. So support in the business, one thing. What about support beyond that? So they say that raising a family takes a village.
Oh my God, it does. We don't have anybody around us. Unfortunately, I've got lots of friends and I would call on them if I need to, but they're all in the same situation.
Yeah.
So it's all good and well, everyone going, oh, just give me a shout. But we're all having like
meltdowns.
We're all having like business or full-time jobs.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, society isn't down. Like schools are not designed around two working parents because managing the school admin is a full-time job in itself, and you've got all this to come.
Yay!
Get hammered with emails every day. A friend of mine said to me, "I'm going to put a job out there for a PA." I was like, "What for?" She goes, "Just to deal with all my admin, just to deal with the school stuff."
Really?
Yeah. However, you do get used to it, and you do find a balance, and also like it's all about priorities.
Mm-hmm.
And also finding your best working time. You know, some people are really good in the morning. I'm much better in the evening. I will do my best work when the kids are in bed.
No, I'm the other way around.
Opposite, yeah. But Yaz, who works for me, she works in the evening as well. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we're emailing each other like 10, 11 o'clock at night because she's got 4 kids.
Yeah.
And she's got a full-time job with me. Mm-hmm. So sometimes she'd rather just pick the kids up,
be in
mum mode and then work when they're all in bed.
Yeah, I do. I have a lot of love for those boundaries and the bargaining that you make with yourself to say, right, I am just going to focus on you now. For me, I think it's also the headspace. Mm. It's not just the tasks that need completing, but also the headspace of, I need to solve this challenge for a client.
Yeah.
Taking up my family headspace. And it does feel to me quite often that I have to split myself in two or peel myself away from one or the other.
Yeah.
But having those boundaries, as in, you're ill now.
Yeah, I've got to go in mum mode.
Yeah, I'm going to solely focus on you. And don't get me wrong, there are people within Wildbird that can pick up and help.
Yeah.
I can put the bat signal up to the superheroes and go, holy shit, everyone, there's a clusterfuck over here and I need some help. Please, can you?
Yeah.
As you know, though, I hate asking for help and I hate anyone having to step in and help.
But on that, sometimes if you just have a sounding board, if you're going through something big, you know, if you keep it to yourself, it can escalate very quickly into something mammoth, when actually sometimes if you just have a sounding board, phone someone up, phone a friend, hash it out, you can find a solution within 10 minutes and therefore you're not wasting and consuming all that time, so you can fall into mum mode again. I hadn't
thought about that, the Jiggidy Juggle and the impact of the mindset.
Yeah.
Because I know, maybe we'll come on to it, but if I'm more stressed, I've got a shorter fuse with the kids.
Yeah.
And if I'm more stressed because of work and because of Wildbird, my family time is less and not as enjoyable. And I'm losing my temper.
You need to download
Yeah.
If you've got something consuming you, download. Martin's really good for that.
Oh,
He'll
really?
he'll see if I've got a lot on,
Yeah.
and he's like, just tell me. Talk to me.
Yeah.
But then I get annoyed because I don't want him to give me an opinion. I don't want him to tell me what to do.
Just let me say it and then don't say anything
But then
back.
sometimes he'll come up with absolute nuggets and I'm like, oh God, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, they're wonderful.
And it's really annoying.
Yeah, I know, I'm with you.
But he is really good at that.
Yeah.
And I think you just need someone you can download that to. It doesn't have to be a partner. It could be a friend, business person. It could just be somebody that you say, I've got this problem. I need a second view on it because it could consume you for days.
I learnt this the really hard way this year with my mum. The really, really hard way.
Yeah.
And she wasn't going to talk about this, but we're going for it anyway.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Is that okay?
Of course.
So she was diagnosed with cancer at the start of this year. It's the second time she's been ill. And she always seems to get cancer whenever I'm pregnant, which is just a delight. There's some sort of curse going on within the family, perhaps. And I have no other choice but... Well, no, I do have a choice. I chose to repress. And I chose to do it when I was pregnant with Eddie, when she got diagnosed the first time, and I chose to do it this time round as well. I repress everything, so it becomes, right, action stations, what are we going to do, who's going where, who's going with her to this appointment, who's going with her to that appointment, and we're still going through that, because of the state of the NHS, it's taken a lot longer than it did when she had cancer last time. So she is fine, she is going through it, we are fine, it's a good prognosis.
Okay.
She's got her operation mid-December for anyone that is concerned. Grace is great. But I repressed it. So because I was having hope.
Yeah.
I couldn't deal with, oh my God, what if my mum dies during that time? But then it started to leak out of me.
How?
I don't know if I've spoken to you about
No,
this.
I don't think you have.
It really started to leak out of me. People, my friends would say, you okay? And I'd go, yeah, and then my eyes would start to water, and I'd think, what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
And it's my emotions trying to come out because I wasn't dealing with them. I was short. I must have been horrific to live with. We'll have to ask Matt one day, but awful to be around. But it was the only way that I knew how to cope with the situation. And this is alongside trying to build the business, keep it going, all of that.
Wow.
And I didn't talk about it. And I didn't want to talk about it. But there comes a point where
Why? What, you didn't want to burden anybody?
I didn't want to burden anyone. And I knew that I couldn't deal with it. I was so worried that if I opened that can of worms, that I'd never be able to close it.
Oh, babe.
And I didn't, friends and people that I'm close to would say, are you all right? How's your mum? Yeah, she's fine. We're doing this. It was very matter of fact, like she's got her operation
is
then.
Pragmatic.
Pragmatic, yeah.
That's a good word,
It's a really good word.
Oh.
She's doing this, she's doing that, and then we're on. That's it, radiotherapy, and then we're on the road to recovery and lovely, and we'll never have to talk about it again.
Yeah.
But really, my heart's breaking inside.
Yeah. So what happened? Did you...
I had hypnotherapy.
Wow. It's amazing, isn't it?
It is amazing, but I've had cognitive behavioural therapy before. I didn't want to have it again. I didn't. Oh, this sounds awful. I didn't want to sit down and talk about it, only to drag the emotions up, to feel immense pain and potential loss and worry and all of the things that were scrambled up inside of me. I didn't want to talk through it. I usually love talking through my problems, but I didn't want to do it with this because it just
too
felt
painful.
Oh, really painful. So I had hypnotherapy. And I had an emotional detox. And it was weird. It was really weird. Really, really weird. You've had hypnotherapy as well, so...
Yeah. It is a weird experience, but I love it. And I actually listen to hypnotherapy every night. And to help me go to sleep. But also, I've got an app and I listen to things, whatever I'm dealing with. So, sometimes you feel overwhelmed. And this actually could really help those people that want to know about the juggle.
Yeah.
Because do you ever not sleep? Does it ever keep you awake, like work?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So my thing is I have to be able to sleep.
Yes.
I have to be able to have a good 6-7 hours.
Yep.
And
Agreed.
I can deal with anything.
Yeah.
You can throw absolutely anything at me and I'm on.
Yeah.
If I don't have enough sleep, that's the difficulty. And I feel that pain of you guys, the mums that are in that mode where kids are still waking up in the night. I couldn't think of anything worse right now. I've been there, done that. And it's really, really tough, isn't it? That broken sleep.
Yes, yeah. Sleep deprivation is an absolute killer, yeah.
But hypnotherapy, as a business owner, was one of the best things I ever done.
Yeah.
So I listened to, it could be I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling stressed, I've got to do some public speaking, whatever it is, I've got an app and it has a hypnotherapy session for absolutely every problem.
Can you share what the app is, please?
I've forgotten. It's called JC Hypnotherapy, I think it's called.
Right.
Should we stick it in the show notes?
I think we'll stick it in the show notes. Yes, yeah.
And it's really good. I feel like I'm fixing some problems whilst getting my sleep, and then I wake up feeling okay about it. And I don't know if you're feeling that overwhelm is massive when you've got a young family and juggling and dealing with massive life shit. Yeah.
I think you're so right. And the reason why I like hypnotherapy so much is because it's efficient. It's really efficient,
isn't it? I feel like I've got something working on my brain when I don't have to think about it.
Yeah. And I am really learning. I think that nothing teaches you, and we will come on to mindset, I think, in another episode, but nothing teaches you more about yourself than trying to run your own business or businesses. Because your mindset, your approach, your stress levels impact how you lead, impact how you grow and how you scale. But on the flip side of that, and I never in a bajillion years thought that this is where we'd end up today. But the flip side of that, the Jiggidy Juggle with the family, is also impacted by your mindset.
Of course.
How you are, your stress levels. And that's the bit that's
and you can only
precious.
Compartmentalise, can't you?
Yeah. Before they start, all the boxes in the closet are spilling out of all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
That's my...
Yeah, because that's when you feel like you're failing at everything. Yeah. And that is the hardest point, isn't it?
Oh, my God, yeah.
And the statistics of a successful business, it's actually such a low percentage. Yeah. There's a high percentage of people starting out in business, but it's such a low percentage of people that get past 2 or 3 years.
I was going to say, I think it's year 3, isn't it? Once you get beyond that.
That's when it gets really tough.
Yeah.
You know, it's all exciting, it's all creative, it's all wonderful, but then it gets really, really tough.
Yeah.
And you're in it. And there has to be a sacrifice. And when you've got all this noise of these coaches telling you can make 7 figures and you can do all of this bullshit, but you're not, you have to be in it. You have to be in the trenches. And if you listen to I love a podcast when it comes to like business owners. I love How I Built This.
Yeah.
Or How I Built That. How I Built That, isn't it? Yeah.
I love that one. I'm not quite sure.
I forgot How I Built That or How I Built This. Either way, Guy Raz is an absolute legend.
Show notes. Again.
Yeah. But he's talked to so many business owners, all entrepreneurs, and there was one about Stacey's Pitta Chips, which is always going to stick with me because of how she pivoted and how... I can't think of that. Pivot! And actually, she was creating this one business, but because the queues were so big for this sandwich van that she created... that she was giving out the Pitta chips. She was like baking them and putting her own seasoning on them and then giving them out because the queues were there for so long. And then people were then asking her for these Pitta chips.
Which she just made on
and they were just made of the leftovers. And then she was like, before she knew it, she had her flat and she was borrowing neighbours' ovens to bake all these Pitta chips.
No.
It is honestly one of the most epic business stories. And she was like, Jesus, no one wants my sandwiches. I want my Pitta chips, so I'm going to have to convert. And she was so good to listen to. Yeah. And she lived on nothing for years. And you kind of, as a business owner, we all want so much, don't we? Yeah. We, like I said, like we said before, we want the nice house, a nice car. We want all of this. But that hustle and that grit and determination to make that business work, like you would need to be able to do anything. Yeah. But if you listen to any success stories... it's always, I was on my knees. Yeah, I couldn't make payroll. Yeah. I couldn't do this. Like Stephen Bartlett, I know there's like mixed views. Yeah. I absolutely adore him and he's in my list. Just saying. He's in my list of, what's it called? You know the list like with your husband or your partner? A can-do list. Yeah, yeah. Like Let's call it that. Yeah, a can-do list. Yeah, can-do. So if it ever the opportunity ever arose. Sure, it's going to interview you. That's my absolute dream.
I need to get on the vision board. Can you write it down as a post-it? I don't think it's on there. 100%.
I want the Moos to be a big enough company that Stephen Bartlett wants to interview me. There we go. I've actually put it out there. I don't know if I've ever said that to anybody else.
Yes!
I don't ever know if that's ever been outside of my head. I don't know. If I've spoken to anyone, it would be like Trace and Martin. That's it. That's
well, it's going down on a post-it note and we're getting
it on the vision board. I want to be interviewed by Stephen Bartlett.
Maybe adapt it slightly and just change Mooies
to the Mooies group?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Because Mooies has got multiple brands now. Yeah. Mooies Group.
The Mooies Group. And why? like Guy Raz, that would be a good one to be interviewed with as well. I would like, what Stacey's Pitta Chip story? What's Moo's story?
Yeah.
I've got loads.
There's
loads.
You're 100% going to be interviewed.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got to have your downtime. You've got to find a creative outlet. I think it's really important.
Yeah.
Like podcasts. I love listening to podcasts. I love driving and listening to podcasts. I love doubling up. Hypnotherapy when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Maximising your time.
Yeah.
But what about now with hypnotherapy for you?
Yeah.
How has it helped you deal with your situation?
So the emotional detox was great because I was guided by Andy Rivers, who asked my subconscious, he put me under, and I'm fully aware and awake and I know what's happening, but I'm under hypnosis. And he asked my subconscious to get rid of things, negative things, burdening things that no longer serve me. And then I had quite a visceral experience. So I was laying down and I could feel these things coming up out of my body, up my chest and out at the top of my head.
Wow.
So he did it twice. The first time, I had the two memories came to me, one of when I was bullied at school and then another one of me and my mum when I was very young. None of them hugely negative, but just they came to me and then they were gone. But then the second time, I can only describe it as something big and black and sticky that was physically coming out of my body, to the point of where I was screwing my face up it wasn't painful, it's just really uncomfortable to feel it come up and over and out of my head. Weird, very weird. How did I feel afterwards? 1,000,000 times lighter.
That's incredible.
And able to talk about it. If you'd have asked me, or I wouldn't have been able to speak about it in the same way that I am now, probably would be.
Do you think that sticky black thing that came out of you was like pain? Like,
I don't know. I just know that it felt very big, not very nice. I mean, it could potentially be the way that I talk to myself. Like, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Anything. It didn't feel like a memory. It felt more like a behaviour, but no longer needed. And then after that, Andy then guided me into my control room, which I have a very clear image of. And we smashed the failure button. Literally smashed the shit out of it, and then turned up confidence, turned up self-belief, and all of them have got all of the buttons look different. And because it was such a visceral experience, because I'm a visual person, I can now get myself into self-hypnosis. So I go to my happy place, which is in the Maldives, if anyone's interested, with Matt by my side, and can calm myself down instantaneously. Either there or in the control room.
This is sensational stuff.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
But it's that investment in yourself. And
yes.
I think when you're new in business, you're so scared of that, aren't you? You're so scared of investing time. And I've noticed this with you, with your coach that you had as well. That would have been a big investment, I would imagine, at the beginning.
Yeah.
To really help you get into your business mode and know what you're selling, know what you're doing, and now this work on yourself.
Yeah. It takes a village to raise a business. Like, however you look at it takes a village on a family, but it also takes a village and a business, because you need to have that support there that you can fall back on. The other thing that I wanted to touch on really briefly, I hope we've got time, is Self-Care Sunday.
Oh, what's this?
Well, have you not, like, lots of people are doing Self-Care Sunday, like, invest in you should be doing something for yourself.
It doesn't factor in a hangover, no?
Well, it could do. But I feel so frustrated. The kids are so young. There is no time or space to invest in myself beyond the kids and the business currently. However, because hypnotherapy is so efficient, I'm very happy being there and being held by someone else. I also feel quite similar I feel the same about Reiki.
I love Reiki.
But I don't have it very often because it feels like a real big fat treat. Because I'm paying for something. I don't view it in the same way as I would view investing in coaching or investing in hypnotherapy. Because it feels indulgent, I guess. But that's my own challenges within my own mindset. But I think if you are struggling with the Jiggidy Juggle, you're trying to build a business, you're trying to have a family at the same time, or even if you're not, if you're just working and you're really stressed and you haven't got that time to find for yourself, hypnotherapy is a really, really great way to tackle some of those challenges. And again, like I said, I didn't think we'd end up here.
Yeah. It's true, isn't it? Because with the hypnotherapy session, I always feel like I've had a good night's sleep.
Yeah. I feel rested. And it's like, it's the
brain rested.
Yeah, but it's being held by someone else. That's the only way that I can describe it. It's being held by someone else. And
that Self-Care Sunday, like, because as soon as you said that, I was thinking, fucking hell, a whole day out of my whatever it is that I've got to do on myself. But I could easily dedicate 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I could get a lot done in 2 or 3 hours. I could do a bath with hypnotherapy with a space mask on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my God, have you tried them?
Oh, they're so good. Yeah.
Just started selling them in the salons.
They're amazing.
Oh my God. Yeah. They are like a hug for your eyeballs.
I know.
Oh my God, they're amazing.
But it's also finding those bits of joy. Like last week we spoke about the mint tea with the honey.
Yeah.
Warm blanket around.
Yeah.
Space mask on the eyes. Beautiful. Hypnotherapy. But again, I can't bear, like, people would say, how do you stop the burnout? How do you stop the stress? How do you, just go out and be in nature. I haven't got fucking time to go out and be in nature
and also, I'm a fair weather nature girl. Like, I love nature in the spring and autumn.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it when it's really hot, and I don't like it when it's raining and cold.
So high maintenance.
I know. So bougie.
But you do have to find, and hypnotherapy is not for everyone.
No, it's not, but it is finding that moments of joy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And whether that's a lie-in, I think after bringing up small humans, now they get their own breakfast.
Oh my God.
I know, I'm there now.
Get me there. Well, how long have I got? 6 years?
Six now, yeah. They get their own breakfast. They will also get up in the morning, and on a Sunday, we've got a rule now that they're not allowed to wake us up. If we're asleep, they can get themselves breakfast, they can watch TV on a Sunday morning, but they're not to wake us up.
How long do you sleep until?
Well, I mean, Martin's normally awake by 6:30, 7 anyway, but I wasn't here, I was on my works do. But on Saturday we didn't, because they go to Stagecoach on Saturdays.
Yeah.
They didn't go on Saturday, and I actually slept till 8 o'clock.
Oh, what a dream.
I know, right?
That's really nice.
But then the problem is, because we're in that situation now, I work later.
Oh, I know.
Because I'm a night owl, so I will, like, I was doing all the editing and stuff, and and I love it.
Yes.
And I can get so much done. I could probably do, I would say, equivalent to half a day's work between 8 and 11.
Yeah.
Easily. Maybe even more, because in the day you've got people messaging you, you've got emails, you've got this, you've got that.
Yeah.
In the evening, in 3 hours, I could, well, probably even a day, I could get so much done.
Yeah, I think you're a day.
I'm so productive, and Martin knows that, and he likes going to bed early. So I will sit there in pure silence, or I'll just have trash TV. I love Hey You. So it'll be me, the dog, Hey You, snacks, water, boom, loads of work done. Yeah. I'll have Paris Hilton on the background.
You are right. So the evening work, I can do the things that I find easy, the things that spark my creativity. So passion projects,
Yeah.
Great. Anything that takes strategic thinking or like dedicated space has to be done in the mornings.
Yeah.
I guess it depends the kind of work.
But then you would use your old-fashioned Debbie Lewis calendar, school calendar,
yes, of course,
and block out your time.
Yeah.
So whatever's important. So like if I'm creating courses, I find that really overwhelming. It takes me a lot to get into that because it's not necessarily, it's creative kind of, but it's structured. And I've done so many now that I really find I know how much time it takes me. I create the manual first.
Yeah.
Then from the manual I do the slides, and then I do the recording and editing. And I do it backwards.
I think there is a huge piece here, isn't there, about learning what your style is.
Yeah.
Debbie Lewis also made me do a time diary when I first started Wildbird. Yeah. So because I started the business and on the accelerator at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was all really, really new, and I was transitioning from corporate to working for myself and working at a micro level. I remember doing a coaching session and was like, I'm just not getting anything done. It's just you need to do a time diary. You need to spend the next month just figuring out where your time is. And there's so many learnings, aren't there? Yeah. And that's pre-kids.
But it's also working on one thing at once, because when you're self-employed, you have to see like the completion of tasks. You have to be able to see that you're achieving something.
Yes.
And I find if I've got too many things going on and I'm not actually achieving anything and I'm not actually finishing anything, then I get really stressed and overwhelmed by that.
Yeah.
So if I do one thing at a time, within 3 months, I'll look back and go, oh my God, I've actually achieved loads. But if you start little bits and don't finish it, I find that really stressful.
Yeah. No,
I'm
with you there.
Are we actually helping anybody, do you think?
I don't know. I was just thinking that. Like, what else can we share?
And also, like, exercise. There is this overwhelm, and there's so much people say you have to do. And that's what I mean. It's noise. Everyone's telling you what to do. And actually, you need to figure out your own shit and what brings you joy.
Yeah.
I love doing a workout. But I don't like going to the gym. I don't like running. I'm fair weather. I'm not interested in going out in the rain, so I have a Peloton. Bougie as fuck, and it's the one luxury I have. If I'm skint, mate, that is the last thing that's going to go. I love it. But it's because it's so easy for me. I can come to my office, I can do a 20-minute or a 30-minute class, depending on how much time I've got. And then I would always finish with a 10-minute guided meditation in the Peloton, because they've got this every class you can imagine. And then I'll go in and deal with the kids and get ready and stuff like that. But if I'm doing a workout, Martin will do the kids stuff in the morning, get them to school. If I'm not doing a workout, then I will do it.
Yeah.
But that sets me up for my entire day.
So there's different things. One, we're talking about how you learn about what suits you best and finding the things that spark joy or make that overwhelm and that pressure feel a little less intimidating.
Yeah.
Then we've got how you run the house effectively and how you run the kids and the pattern and your non-negotiables and boundaries. Then we have your mindset.
Yeah.
And what you do with that, if anything.
Calling on help.
And help, yeah.
But yeah, for kids stuff, I don't have that. Do you have that?
I've got family that are local, yeah, but I would rather get ourselves into debt by paying for childcare.
Would you, than calling on?
Ask, yeah.
Why?
But I don't know.
How would they feel about that?
Oh, awful. But I want them, especially the grandparents, I want the grandparents to really enjoy spending time and choose to spend time with the children. Not feel like they have to spend time with the children because we can't afford to put them in childcare.
Oh, it's such... I mean, that's a whole conversation in itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the same also with partners or... You know, I mean, I don't know, like, I can understand how people can do it on their own.
Yeah.
But that's even harder.
Yeah.
But it's that conversation. We were saying before, weren't we, about getting Martin on here.
Yeah.
Because of being two self-employed people, growing businesses and looking after kids and doing the house, there's a lot of communication that has to happen in that.
Yeah.
And I think he would be really good at coming on and talking about that and how it affected him.
Yeah.
But that communication and saying what you need and those difficult conversations that need to be had. And women are so bad at that, aren't they? Putting themselves first and saying, I need X, Y, and Z for this to make it work for me or to this to happen.
Yes. Sorry, I'm laughing because there's an example. It's not really an example, but it's an example of when communication goes bad. Earlier this week, Hope she's ill at the minute, or she had a cold, so she was up quite a lot in the night. And it had been pretty brutal. Like you, I find sleep deprivation the hardest challenge of parenting and businessing, whatever you want to call it. And she'd been up, but Matt sleeps soundly through all of this, or always has done. I have to wake him, which means I have to ask him for help in the middle of the night when I am knackered, resentful, angry, frustrated, all of those things, and then I have to do this one...
just sleeping.
Yeah,
He's like, what's the matter?
And then I have to do this one thing that I find so very hard, asking for help. Because for him, my partner, I feel that he should...
Just know
and be able to read my mind. So she's been up. It must have been about it's 5 o'clock at this point. And she's crying again. Not crying, she's just whinging. And I just... Please, can you wake up? I need a little bit more sleep. Please, can you help? And he went, yeah, and fell back asleep. Again, anger. Please, can you get up and help? So I literally have to shake him, wake him up again. Takes both monitors, Eddie and Hope's, and takes them downstairs. Didn't communicate anything with me, but I can still hear her. She's not crying, as I say. She's just awake. And gabbing in the cot. And then I think, I'm laying there trying to go back to sleep, full of anger. I think, no, fuck this. I'm just going to fucking get her. Because she's not going to go back to sleep now, is she? the rage off the back of that chain of events.
Yeah, I bet.
Was horrific. Poor Matt. I came downstairs, can only be described as a drag. He stepped into the living room. I suggest you don't. I can't look at you and I can't see you. I do not want to engage in a conversation. So, where does this get us to? I don't know.
What happened? I'm really invested in this story. What happened to poor Matt Billum? And was Hope okay?
Yeah, Hope was okay.
Was Matt okay?
Matt was okay. It was just a breakdown in communication. He said, I had it. I took the monitors. And she was fine. She wasn't crying, she wasn't distressed, she wasn't upset. She was just awake. Mm-hmm. And this is where our parenting differs. But
because you can hear her.
Yeah.
You're not able to sleep anyway, and it escalates, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm so tired, I'm going to be so tired today, Why can't he help?
Yeah.
That's not Matt's problem, that's my challenge.
You should have put your headphones in, listened to some hypnotherapy and had a half an hour session where you would have gone to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely should have done. So hopefully some practical tips and advice.
I mean, I have no clue if that's going to be of any use to anybody. Well, if it is, we're really, really appreciative. Why don't you let us know?
Yes, please, let us know.
Let us know also, if this is of any use.
It's an unfiltered version of our lives, right?
Oh my God, chaotic.
Yeah.
And also, what I will say is anybody that's in business and bringing up small people is feeling exactly the same.
Yeah.
Everybody is going through it.
Yeah.
Everybody is trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Everybody is winging it. Nobody has the answers, but just call on people and ask for help, please, if you can.
And if you find it hard,
give us a shout. Drop us a DM.
Should message us, definitely.
So, highs and lows, come on.
Of the week?
Yeah.
I'm going to go
Are you choosing a high or a low?
I'm going with a high.
Oh.
And my high is wild moos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I am very surprised that anyone has listened. But I love it.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting. I love it.
Feels a bit, we were saying earlier, it feels a bit magical, doesn't it?
It does.
Feels like we're not sure what's going to come of this.
No. And I love that, but I also, there's so many reasons why I love it. One, I think that this is probably filling up my love cup. No, I know that it is, because I love talking to you. And it's really wonderful to learn more about you, look at what we've done, what we've achieved, the highs and lows of that.
Yeah.
And also to get traction on socials for people commenting, people even voting on the poll. Like, it literally fills my heart up. That's my high.
And from a marketing perspective as well, it's well exciting, isn't it, when you start seeing all that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter how big or small a brand is, to get any form of insights, traction, audience engagement still gives me the biggest kick absolutely biggest kick in this world.
And good old Instagram's algorithm was pushing us right up there in the reels, wasn't it? It really pushed our reel when we first went out.
It did.
Yeah.
High and low of the week?
I'm going high.
Ooh.
I had a right old moan last week, didn't I? So I'm going high, and I had our Christmas party on Saturday.
Ooh.
And I was really nervous about this Christmas party because every year I go in, balls deep Christmas party. I love it. My team really look forward to it. Last year, I spent a cool few £1,000s on a Christmas party, and this year Helen, business partner Helen, was like, no can do. There is not enough money to be doing this. The business has now got an extra salon.
Yeah.
The teams have grown. Yeah. You know, across 6 salons, I think we've probably got 55, 60 people, including head office. Mm-hmm. And said, you can't afford to do that this time.
Stop doing jollies.
Yeah, which is horrible because I was like, this is part of Moos, how can you take it from me? Blah, 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 you know, all this.
These are my values.
The martyr in me was like, this is not fair. And she was like, I can see you're pissed off. And I was like, I'm really pissed off. So actually, I went to my team and I called an emergency meeting with all the franchise owners and my team and managers and said, this is the situation. I'm going to be really honest with you. We haven't got the money to do it. Yeah. So what would your suggestions be? Do you care? Do you want it to happen? Am I stressing about something that doesn't need to be happening? Like, what do you guys want? And the franchise owners turned around and said, we love it. We love getting together. So why don't we have a choice? And if you're going to be paying for your team. So they would have had a budget anyway, my own teams. And if they're doing it, why don't we put that in the pot and then franchisees pay for their own team? And then we can all do it and get together, but it's independent. So if people want to join in, they can. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
So we had 5 out of 6 salons turn up.
Brilliant.
There was over 40 Moos, I think we had.
Yeah.
I know that we had 4 tables of between 10 and 12.
Nice, yeah.
And it was a joint party. Last year, a massive venue. It was like a wedding. Do you know what I mean? Like a wedding venue. And I do these Moo Awards, which is epic.
Yeah.
And it was like a massive event. But I just felt like it was too much with not enough people. And in the future, that will happen. But I absolutely love seeing it when everyone gets together. Because not only are they some of the most beautiful humans inside and out, I am so proud of what I've created and what we have as a team.
Yeah.
Because there's so much love. And there's something about a Moo. There's something about a therapist that fits in the Moo's fold.
Yes.
They really, really give a shit.
Yeah.
They are really, really kind. They're all a bit like, what's the word? Not spunky, but they've all got something about them. A bit fiery. They've always got something.
Bit of an edge.
A bit of an edge, yes. It is. They've got like an edge to them. They love a bit of collaboration, but they really, really care.
Yeah.
And they're all absolutely epic humans. So when you see them in a room together, I just kind of, and I have these really deep conversations and I don't see them all very much. So some of them make a beeline and want to talk to me about their futures and their goals and all of that. And I love it.
Yeah.
It fills me with so much excitement that I've got these people in my team that are actually coming to me saying, I want this, this and this in the future. And there's people that have been with me for 10 years and they're still, every Christmas party, they're like, so what are we doing next year, Amy? How's this going to happen? And like, I just love it. I love it so much.
You are an inspiration.
Thanks.
No, genuinely. And I don't know how much
I don't feel like that, but thank you.
No, you truly are. To be part of that team, you've created an incredible brand and incredible culture, and we were talking about it a bit earlier, that's really, really rare in the beauty industry.
Oh my God, yeah. And it's a really bitchy, there's some really beautiful space in the beauty industry, but it is also really nasty, catty, mean, it can be, but it all comes from the top.
But you've created this brand and this culture that is so unique and so special, but it would not be where it is today if it wasn't for you.
Thanks, love.
But it's also because you care. Like if you looked and opened up the veins of Mooey's group,
the word would be care. It's give a shit.
It's everywhere, everywhere, and that's really special. But that's you.
Yeah, it is. But then because I refuse any bitchiness in the salons, and if it is, I'll either nip it in the bud or get rid. Like, I will not tolerate
Zero
it.
tolerance.
And my managers feel exactly the same because they know how special that is. Recruitment is, I mean, we're going to talk about recruitment another time because it's so important. I'd rather be understaffed than have the wrong people, and I've made those mistakes. Yeah. But I can literally have someone come in for an interview and know straight away if they're a Moo or not. Yeah. Because they're a very unique breed.
Of cattle?
Yeah, they are a really unique breed because it's the ones that they don't want to be in the wanky spas and salons, but they don't want budget. Yeah. You've got certain therapists that look down on clients, on people, and they'll be like, I can't bear those. And you've got the other ones that are rough and ready and don't give a shit. Yeah. And I provide a space for those people who really care and allow them to care and allow them independence as well, like creative independence. But also I really encourage recruitment of mums, which is very unusual. Yes. Because although we're in a female-led industry...
Well, it's inflexible by the work that you're doing.
It can be, because a lot of business owners get very stressed because of cancellations, because fundamentally it does fall on the mums a lot of the time. What is it? 90% of the time, if the kids are poorly or whatever, it falls on the mums, which is not fair. But it still does, or the primary caregiver. And the beauty industry isn't very well paid. So therefore, the partner that has the highest pay tends to take the priority. So therefore, we lose out. Yeah. So by employing mums, I have to be prepared that I am going to be the second important.
Yeah, in the household.
Yeah. Because their kids will take priority. So therefore, me and my clients aren't a priority, which is really hard.
That is.
For a lot of business owners.
Yeah.
And for me, don't get me wrong, it's really hard. But what I found by employing the right mum, when they're running at 100%.
Yeah.
And they are incredible.
Yes.
Because we're allowing that flexibility. When we need cover, they're in. Mm-hmm. They will do whatever they can because we're giving them a job that supports them.
You've got ultimate loyalty there.
Yeah. And I will do everything I can to make them feel safe and secure. Know that we understand, we get it.
Yeah.
It is a pain in the arse if someone phones in sick. It's the hardest thing to deal with in our business because we are so busy. If we have to cancel, it's like our absolute last resort.
Yeah.
But if we're going to do it, we do it with kindness, we do it with compassion, and we do it because we have to.
Yeah.
And we're supporting our moves. So our clients tend to understand that. So then we create this breed of our clients get it and they know that it's last minute. And I've got an incredible person looking after the phone lines. It's also a mum that gets it. So she comes from compassion and kindness and all of that as well. So then I know that if our team phone in sick, it's because they absolutely have to. Mm-hmm.
It's such a beautiful brand.
Thank you.
It really, really is.
And I was talking to so many of them, like on Saturday, and there was one I was talking to and she's got a little 2-year-old. And I said, she had a job running numerous salons, like a chain in London. I think it was like 15 salons or something, nail bars. She is sensational, but she's had to go into a nail tech role because she's a mum of a 2-year-old. Mm-hmm. And I said to her the other day, there is so much more to you.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she went, how do you know? I said, I just know. There's so much more to you. And I know that at the minute you have to be in mum mode, and I completely respect that. But I want to start drip feeding stuff in so that when you want to come out of mum mode, when you're ready to do more and tap into your power, I'm ready to do something with you.
Oh, Amy, how wonderful that she has you. To say that and to spot that.
She was like, oh my God, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Because I don't know her very well. I just know that feeling.
Yeah.
When you know that you are capable of more, but you have to take a step back and put the kids and your family as a priority. I know how that feels. And I wish so many employers would see that.
Yeah. It's like being shackled, isn't it?
My God, it is shackled, right? Yeah. So, oh my God, it's so funny. I remember we were talking about Liz, my hairdresser, and best friend Liz, And I went in once and I was really moaning. She was like, God, she held me and she went, you're so shackled, aren't you?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
And I see that in so many mums that have got so much more to give, but can't. And I want to know that she knows that when she's ready, and she said she's there, but he's just started nursery, like he's just in that stage. And I was like, I'm going to find something for you.
Yeah.
Because you are epic. You're going to do some great things.
I mean, mums, on the Jiggidy Juggle, I'm going to go with it. Sorry, the pause is because I'm thinking, again, is it just mums? But mums are incredible people to work with. Incredible. Because the level of multitasking that they have to do on a daily basis. You look at soft skills that most corporates want, so emotional intelligence, communication, all of those resilient soft skills. Mums are living on a daily basis. Yeah. But they just don't realise it.
No, I know.
So that untapped power, as you called it, in the wonderful Moo that you spent time with over the weekend, is fascinating and beautiful to work with.
Do you know, when I interviewed my salon manager for Farnham, she came to me for a job as a therapist. And I was talking to her and I was like, tell me more. Like, what do you do? She went, I'm a single mum of 3. I went, what? She went, I'm a single mum. I said, how old are they? She goes, oh, they're all teenagers. I said, right, wait. So you are a single mum of 3 teenagers. You're holding down a full-time job. How long have you been doing that? She went, as long as I can remember. I also do private work to help me with, help me out now and again. Yeah. And I was like, you need to be running this salon. She goes, I've never managed anything. I said, if you can manage a household as a single mum of 3 teenage kids, you can manage my salon.
Incredible. How many other employees, other people are doing this?
I have no idea.
Amy Lewis, this is your superpower.
It is, yeah. I can see people and what their skills are, for sure.
Big time.
And she is still with the company and we still have the most incredible relationship.
But this is what makes you an epic coach at the same time. is being able to read, feel, see, tap into.
But she would never have applied as a manager because she never believed that in herself.
Because mums, women, whatever it may be, sweeping generalisation incoming, but never believe in themselves.
Yeah.
Or find it more difficult.
Yeah. So there we go.
That's a lovely high.
Isn't it?
That is a beautiful high.
I drove home very hungover. Feeling a little bit ropey, but I had Yaz in the car with me, so it made it all better. But I drove home a very, very proud business owner.
I'm a proud friend.
Oh, thanks, doll.
No, it's true.
So next time we're going to talk about fuck-ups.
Are we?
Yeah, I really think so.
Ooh, okay. The fuck-up is coming.
The fuck-up is coming.
Lovely.
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
See you soon.
Take care. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to give us a cheeky follow, wild_moos.
And if you've got anything that you want to hear from us, or if you've got any questions, please just ping us a DM. We'd love to hear from you.
And please subscribe.
Bye.